Hello everyone and welcome. It's Shanna. Now we're back with our crafty Advent calendar, and believe it or not, we are on day 21. So I'm just going to figure out where day 21 is and we'll get it opened up. It is this teeny little one on the bottom down here. So let's open it up and see what we've got in store. Having a hard time getting my finger nail in there. Looks like we've got a best wishes sentiment. So we've just got a couple little dies in here, and we're just going to get them pulled out, and we'll take a look at them. Just give me a quick pick of the box. Anyway, I'm going to just grab a scrap piece of paper I got laying there on the side, and we'll get this opened up and laid out. Now, when they wrap them like this, it's kind of hard to get them open because it's just kind of overlapped. So I got to figure out where they stuck it down at and then get it opened up. Here we go. So this is a nice little sentiment set to add to your stash. If you don't have a lot, if you're just starting out, this would be a great way to get some pieces. This best wishes is something you could use over and over for a variety of different things. Somebody getting a new job, somebody, getting engaged, or, just a variety of different things. Maybe somebody moving away. So I took and I die cut out the best wishes twice, and I've got my storage envelope. We're actually going to put it together first. In the last couple of videos, I don't think I've shown my storage envelope, and I've had some people interested in it and ask about it that perhaps haven't seen the earlier videos or does not watch to the end when I do assemble them. So I thought we'd just go ahead and assemble our storage envelope first, and it would be in the front of the video. So I've just got my numbers. I think these are classy numbers, 21, and we're going to get it laid down on there. And then I'm just going to take one of my best wishes that I have die cut out there, and we'll get it laid on there. And that is so I can see what day it was and what was included in that day. When I want to look through my crafty Advent stuff, I can just quickly see what I have and what's available and just pull it out. So we'll just get it glued up and get it laid down on our coin envelope. These are just some coin envelopes that I picked up at Amazon. And they were all this size. I did have to create some larger ones on my own for some of the bigger pieces. So I would recommend, as you shop for these in the future, you might look for some that have some multiple sizes in them. I just grabbed this size, and it worked for most of them. I've made, I don't know, maybe 2 or 4 envelopes that were a little bit bigger for like the embossing folders and some things that were a little bit bigger. I think I had a stamp set that was bigger too that I had to create one for. So I'm just going to tuck my pieces in, and then I've got my 2 other die cut pieces laying there, best wishes. And I've used kind of a pink and purple scheme for this, and I'm going to do the same on my card. So we're going to bring in, I think this is day 1, the butterfly stencils, and I'm only going to use 2 of the stencils. There were 3 that were included in there. I'm going to use 2. I'm going to use this smaller side view butterflies. There's 2 of them to make like a background on this white panel here. And then we're going to use our single one that's wider. We'll stencil it up and we'll create a focal image. Now I'm just bringing in some green tape, and I'm going to get it taped down, get the stencil taped down on my glass mat so that we can do some stenciling here. And I'm rubbing it on my hands to take off some of the sticky so that it will not rip my panel there. I've used a die to cut that panel, and it's got a nice little frame around it, and I don't want to mess that up when I go to remove it. So I'm just going to kind of let the oils on my hand or whatever kind of take some of the stickiness away from that mint tape, and that way it won't tear when I go to pull it off. I'm going to speed this up a little bit as I do my stenciling, just because it does take a little bit of time, and then we will come back in and we will start assembling our card. Okay, so I'm going to use my stencil on here, and I'm going to bring in we're going to bring in some sticky notes to kind of cover up the white panel so that I can keep my panel pristine and clean and not get any of that ink on the edges of my panel. So I'm just using those sticky notes and covering up that panel. And I'm just laying some, this is Kitsch Flamingo Distressed Oxide. And I always use distressed oxides is what I use. It's what I have collected, and it is what I use. So we'll go ahead and mask this one off as well, just making sure I cover it up because I'm a messy crafter. So I'm just going to get it covered up, and I'm laying plenty of that Kitsch Flamingo ink on there and just filling that in. And this is just going to be like our background panel. It's going to be where, our focal image is going to land. And then I'm bringing in some Spellbinders cardstock that is in pink, that is in our background panels that we're going to use. And I'm bringing in some wilted violet ink, and I'm just inking this up in purple. So we've got pink and purple, and I am going to fussy cut this out. And I did speed up my fussy cutting because it does take a minute to do. And honestly, these butterflies aren't really too hard to fussy cut. I don't enjoy fussy cutting. I'm really a die cutting queen, and but this wasn't bad at all, and I was happy with how it came out. So just, these butterflies are not bad at all. So there we go. I've slowed it back down to normal speed. We have got our focal point panel, and we've got our focal point with our purple butterfly, and then we've got that dark purple Best Wishes. And so you can see the panels that I've chosen to bring in. I've got ink all over my hands, and I've just got an alcohol bottle here. I'm going to spray it on my hands, grab my towel, and get them cleaned off so that I don't mess up that white card base. Just get all that ink off of there. Now, I have taken and I can't think of the colors, I'll link them up. I've taken this panel and I've used the linen embossing folder from Spellbinders and just embossed this so that we would have just some, extra detail on this card because we don't have a lot going on with it. We've just got 3 butterflies and a sentiment, so I thought it would be nice to add some embossed detail on it and just make it a little bit more interesting. And we're just going to get this laid down as our base layer. And I cut it down to 4 by 5 1/4 so that I would have a white frame around there. I'm just going to kind of bring the white back in since we've got that white panel. And these are the emerald cut frames from Spellbinders, and I just use the nested frames to die cut out this white panel and then the purple one that is going to go behind it. And we'll just layer it up. It's been a minute since I've worked with the butterfly. I know I have on a few of the videos. I don't know, maybe 3 of the videos I've worked with the butterfly, but it had been a minute, and I thought the Best Wishes sentiment seemed like a great place to bring it. I'm grabbing my other bottle. Now this bottle has got a wide tip on it. The other one in the gun has a fine tip, and I decided to grab this one. This one really is best for when you're laying your panels down because you can get enough glue on there that you can wiggle them around if you need to get them lined up. And I just wasn't getting much glue out with that fine tip. That fine tip is what you want to use for things like this Best Wishes because you can get a real tiny stream of glue to come out with it, but you need a little bit more when you're laying your panels down. Now this is kind of what I had in mind for the design. I'm just going to lay this purple butterfly kind of in between these pinks, and we're going to lay our Best Wishes down on there. And we've just kind of used the stencil in a couple of different ways. And then we're going to use the sentiment that came in day 21 box. I'm just cutting a real small piece of this strip adhesive, foam adhesive, and putting it right there on the body of the butterfly. I had a little tiny piece, like a hair of paper hanging off there, and I wanted to trim it off. So we'll just release that backer on there. I'm going to lay a little bit of glue down on there just so we get a good stick, and it'll just pop it up a little bit. And then I'm just going to give it a good press, and then we're going to get our Best Wishes laid down on there. And we'll just use that fine tip on that glue gun. And I will have it linked in the description box below along with the other items that I used in case you're interested. And if you shop with the links, it does help my channel. So we'll lay this down on there, and we're going to lay the wishes down on there. We'll have Best Wishes. And this will be a great card you could use for just about anything. And then, of course, we've got those purple sequins that came in another one of our days. And so I'll grab some of those and we'll use those to embellish on the card as well. I actually have got some of those. I spilled the little dish that they were laying in on my credenza. And so I knew I had some of those. So I'm going over there right now and I'm scooping up the ones that I have spilled on the credenza. And I'm going to bring them in and we will use them on the card. So I'll just get some dots of glue laid down here, there, and everywhere. And we'll just get some of those purple sequins laid down. Now, I don't know if you guys, but I really do struggle with where to put the sequins. I see people just put them down so easily and they just look so wonderful. And I'm always like, where do I put them? And how do I, line them up or whatever. So I've just kind of stuck them here, there, and everywhere. And I'm just going to lay them down on there with that pickup tool. And we'll have some purple kind of scattered, some purple shimmer kind of scattered all around. And I'm going to use all of them that are laying there. That way I don't have to worry about putting them back since I had them, they spilled out of my dish. I have been doing some serious crafting in my craft room this season. So there's a few things that are out of place. I have been cleaning up at the end of each day. And so that when I get up in the morning, it looks like I'm ready to get back at it, but there are a few things out of place. So that'll finish it off. We've used our butterflies, our best wishes, and our sequins from the Advent Calendar. I hope you like it. And we've got our storage packet. So I've taken a picture for you to take a better look at it. If you like it, hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, I'd love to have you subscribe. And we'll see you for day 22.